Last night I watched Elevation starring Anthony Mackie. Now, I don't anticipate every movie I see to be a great film and have an amazing review. I knew when I saw the trailer that this was going to be just an action-packed sci-fi film, and at best we were going to have some cool sequences and maybe some cool creatures and maybe a fun story. So as I streamed this on Max, I kind of sat back and just embraced this movie. Now, what this movie is about these insect-like creatures that are basically on Earth and take over the world. They essentially start destroying everybody, but they can't survive above 8,000 feet. So most people go to the mountains and create these little camps. But once you get past that line, they are there. And I mean, it's a definitive line. If you cross that 8,000 feet, they'll be there. If you don't, they won't cross it. But what happens when you run out of supplies and you need those life-saving tools? You risk it all for your family, your friends, your loved ones, and the sake of humanity. And that's what this movie is. Now, that being said, this movie is very much a Netflix film. If I was to watch this on a straight-to-streaming service platform, I probably would have said, okay, that's about what I expected. A theatrical release for this film made zero sense to me because, quite frankly, it is bad. The acting's bad, the dialogue's bad, and Anthony Mackie isn't great in it. He's just not, and I don't know if I really can't blame him. He can only do what he's given, and the lines and the story are just not great. The creatures look like a cross between something you would see on a video game mixed with maybe Starship Troopers until you ultimately find out what they really are. There's no real story. They're always trying to make these characters deeper than they really are. And as you get to learn more about our main characters, it's so cliche that it makes me go, why? And they do kind of lead into what the story is, and it's really not that great of one. They give you some questions that you're like, oh, this is kind of cool. It's not what I thought it was going to be, but we're going to go nowhere with it, and we're going to give you a very generic ending, and, maybe one day we'll make a sequel, but probably not because this movie's not that good. So if you want some mindless action, yeah, it's kind of there, but not as much as it should be. If you want a movie that's kind of poorly written and executed and the script is kind of, with the pacing, sure. If you're bored and you really just think I'm wrong, give it a watch. Let me know what you think.